So welcome to week 2 of Women Learning Tech. I hope you enjoyed the activities from last week for HTML, that they were challenging yet not overwhelming. This week we're going to move on to CSS, Cascading Style Sheets, and I can tell you I'm going to be right there with you on the challenging part. While I'm quite comfortable with HTML, I do struggle with wrapping my head around CSS, and I think it's mostly because of my history, because I started web development before CSS was really um, in use by most major browsers. So I learned a different way, and now I'm having to learn this new way. So we'll learn together. And if you out there have some great tips, techniques, resources that you could share with us, that would be awesome. Before we move on, I also wanted to let you know I've been having trouble getting to the Education Revolution site. I don't know what's going on with that, but we had a group over there. And I'm just going to recommend that everybody move on over to the Google Plus group for Women Learning Tech. We already have some folks there. They're sharing. It's really been great fun over there. So I'd highly encourage you to come on over. You can also follow us on Twitter at the Women Learning Tech hashtag. And I hope those of you who have been following along but haven't gotten involved yet will consider doing so, because I think it just really adds to the experience when we can see how other people are, what they're learning and what they're getting out of it. So, cascading style sheets. So I think, like I said, I struggle with this, and part of the reason is when I started web development, cascading style sheets have to do with how things are laid out on the web. And even though the standards started to be developed in the late 90s, it wasn't until 2010 that most browsers were even doing some partial implementation of cascading style sheets. So as a web developer, that means you really can't go all in on a standard until most everybody is using it, because you have to have browser compatibility. And we'll get into that in testing and stuff like that when you want to test your website and make sure it works on all browsers. So the way I learned how to do web development and laying things out was using tables. And so that was really sort of hardwired into each web page. And so whatever table I created, wherever I was putting the images, the text, whatever, if I wanted to make a change, I'd have to go into that web page and change a table. And then if that table was being used by multiple pages, I'd have to go into each page and update it. Well, the thing that CSS provides is that the layout is now separated from the content. It's actually a separate file. And if I need to make a change to the layout, I change that one file, that cascading style sheet, and that change cascades to the rest of the website. So it's really quite a powerful thing. And I'm going to just show you a couple examples here. So I've got a wiki here, obviously, and if I want to change the look and feel, which I can do, I can change themes and colors and a little bit of the layout. Right now, you'll see my content is on the left, and then I've got some background color. If I wanted to change my my navigation to be on the right, I could pick this, and now it's moved over here. And you notice the content has moved with me. I didn't have to change anything here. I'm just making that one change, and everything is going to move along with me. Another example I wanted to show you is Blogger. I've been using Blogger for such a long time. Obviously, it's free. That's one reason. I started using it to blog, but then I found ways of getting into their HTML and CSS files to kind of fake a website. But now they even provide tools that do that for you. So here's a tech camp website that I created with some navigation up here. If I go to design, I can pick out different templates to try out and see what that does to. So see, my navigation is here, and I've got different backgrounds, colors, but all that content that I created moves right along with it. I don't have to worry about losing any of that. This is a different way of looking at things. Let's pick a different one here. So now my contents are tabs. And now I've got this. And you see all the background colors, everything is changing. I'm only having to change it once, and it's going to follow along to all these pages if I clicked on them. So the other thing I want to share with you before we move on is under session 2, and I'll put it in the MentorMob playlist as well. There's a video, I think the title is "The Machine is Using Us," but it's really a great example of how digital text has changed over time, and especially this idea of separating the layout and the content. So I hope you look at that, and then the next video I'm going to create is getting right into Mozilla Thimble and trying out some CSS stuff ourselves. All right, good luck.